Hello everybody, Tim Teacher here with another weekly reading of our book, Obi, Gerbil on the Loose, and there is Obi. Last week we learned, so the Armstrong family, Obi's adopted mother Rachel, they're getting ready to go on a big trip, and Obi is in the process of trying to find out what that means. Mac the dog thought it was bad news, but then was very excited because he got to stay at home. Rachel's brother Craig, his friend Tad is going to watch the house and feed all of the pets. So Mac was very happy with that. But then on the table, Rachel had a stack of CDs to listen to on the trip in the car. And Tad thought that was a bad idea. Her music was so bad. So he told Craig he had an idea and he was going to hide them so that they didn't get put in the car for the trip. And then when the family left, Tad would bring them out. So it would seem like someone just forgot them. And Obi heard this and thought this was a bad trick. So Obi wanted to warn Rachel, to tell Rachel. So Obi was getting ready to do that. But then at the end of the chapter last week, we heard a voice. And we're not sure who the voice is. So this week, we're going to find out who is that caught Obi listening. And the chapter this week is chapter 8, Gerbil Ping-Pong. Obi had never been so startled. She leaped high into the air, so high in fact she nearly banged her head on the top of the plastic globe. She whirled about. Honey Buns, the fluffy, honey-colored cat, was sitting on the plush hallway carpet with an amused grin on her face. "Oh, hello, Honey Buns," cried Obi. "I didn't see you there. You're lucky you're in that bubble, because if you weren't, you'd be in my tummy right now," said the cat. "Or mine," said another feline female voice farther down the hallway. It was Sugar Smacks, the tiger cat. She had just strolled out from the dining room. "I guess I am rather lucky, aren't I?" said Obi. It sounded like a snide remark, but Obi didn't mean it as one. She was just nervous and flustered. "Yeah, lucky you," said Honey Buns. Then she did a very startling thing. With her left front paw, she swatted the Gerbil-mobile. This sent the plastic globe whizzing down the hallway toward Sugar Smacks. "Whoa!" cried Obi as she frantically tried to run backward to slow down the Gerbil-mobile. Sugar Smacks stepped in front of the Gerbil-mobile and, with her right front paw, smacked the plastic globe, sending it and Obi back toward Honey Buns. Honey Buns banged the Gerbil-mobile right back to Sugar Smacks. Then Sugar Smacks smashed it back to Honey Buns. Back and forth Obi went, from one cat to the other. It was as if the two cats were playing ping-pong, with the Gerbil-mobile as an enormous ping-pong ball. Suddenly, as Obi was hurtling down the hallway toward Honey Buns, something on the stairs caught the cat's eye, startling her. She abruptly turned and dashed into the kitchen. Obi, curious, glanced up the stairs, just in time to see the brown bottom of a man's size 11 sneaker coming straight at her. Bam! Obi felt a tremendous jolt as the sneaker struck the Gerbil-mobile. The next thing Obi knew, she was flopping about inside the Gerbil-mobile as it rocketed down the hallway toward the old grandfather clock that stood near the front door. The plastic globe crashed into the bottom of the antique clock and finally, mercifully, came to a stop. Dizzy, her eyes all out of focus, Obi got to her feet. She peered down the hallway. Something tall and blurry stood at the bottom of the stairs. As Obi's vision came into focus, she saw, to her horror, that it was Mr. Armstrong. He stood there glaring at Obi, his hands full. He was carrying Rachel's blue duffel bag, a white canvas bag overflowing with folded beach towels and other bags and items. "Oh, for crying out loud," Mr. Armstrong bellowed. "Rachel, get down here now!" Rachel appeared at the top of the stairs. She looked timid and worried. She could tell by the tone of her father's voice that he was not happy. "Yes, Daddy? I nearly tripped and broke my neck on Obi's darn bubble. Please put him back in his cage. Come on, Rach, we're about to leave. I want you to use the bathroom and then go wait in the car." Rachel hurried down the stairs and swept the gerbil mobile up in her hands. "Come on, Obi," she said. She sounded annoyed. She carried the gerbil mobile back up to her bedroom. In her bedroom, Rachel took Obi out of the plastic bubble and held the little gerbil in her palm. Obi stared up into her adopted mother's face. She wanted so desperately to tell her that A, it wasn't Obi's fault that Rachel's father almost tripped and broke his neck on the gerbil mobile, and B, Craig and Tad had just committed the most sinister crime against her. If only I could speak human, thought Obi, for about the 100 millionth time in her life. Rachel opened the door to Obi's apartment and plopped her down on the cedar shavings in her living room. Closing the apartment door, Rachel said, "Bye, Obi." Obi, blinking, stared at Rachel as she walked out of her bedroom. The little gerbil was completely baffled. "Bye, Obi?" That's the end of our chapter this week. It sounds like the Armstrong family is getting close to leaving on their trip. Rachel's father told her to get ready and then to go wait in the car. I wonder what will happen to Obi, if she'll be stuck in the house with the other pets, or if she'll end up somehow warning Rachel about the music, or maybe if Obi will go on the trip. That might be exciting. I look forward to reading with you next week. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Bye-bye.